defined as a location, and I love it. But this is a circle that we very rarely see. This is the first, I think, that we have a circle down south on the eastern side.
Doc's finished, baby. Doc's finished. Now, look. In fairness, I want to see normal circles, right? So if anything, I want to see that circle shift up really north, head towards around the ban area, maybe an element of boot camp into play, a bit of quarry. So I don't want it to shift down south, but it is definitely an unusual one. It is going to mean that we're going to see
สวัสดีครับ
a
ทุก
couple
ท่า
of
น
harsh rotation for the teams up on the northwest island.
ตอนนี้มาพบ
Yeah,
กับ
maybe a few hard
เกม
rotations
PUBG
will be coming
Mobile
out.
นะครับรายการ
We'll have to see. Of
ยุโรป
course, a lot of
Final
things. Wait,
นะครับ
wait, just a second. There you go. Got
PMCO
the screen already
2020
nice and looking good on our side of
เกม
things.
นี้เป็น
Okay.
เกมของ
Now,
วัน
two
ที่
teams
2
I do like
นะค
their
รับ
rotation, of course. Like, you know,
เดี๋ยว
you
จะ
got
ขอนำ
Unicorns of
เส
Blood,
น
but last
อ
time they got a little bit of an issue
ข้อ
because they
มูล
rotated
นะครับ
down south of boot camp early on.
ราย
They
ละ
got
เอียด
really
ก่
in
อ
a
นเป็น
tricky spot, so hopefully they
เป็น
will
คลิ
be
ป
a
แรก
little bit
นะครับว่า
careful about that rotation, hoping the number one
รู
will
ป
not
แบ
be
บ
around
กา
there.
ร
The number one very, very
คัดเลือก
split
ของ
around the
โซ
map
น
right
ทา
now.
ง
They've
ยุโร
got
ป
three
เป็นยัง
members
ไงบ้าง
towards
ครับ
Camp
เดี๋ยว
Alpha
ขอ
and wanders towards the
ขึ้น
cross
ตาราง
river
ครับ
section. So hopefully they'll be able to get
ยุ
back
โรปจะ
soon
มีทั้งหมด
enough
5
towards
ทีม
each other.
นะครับ
But Nomad Gaming also in the
ห
south.
นึ่งโซ
They're
น
going to have
ยุ
a
โร
really
ป
easy looting
นะครับ
stage towards Camp
ได้
Charlie
หนึ่ง
because that is a
ทีม
area
ที่ได้อันดับ
that
1
was never contested.
นะครับของเยอรมนีนะครับของยุโรปของเยอรมนีของ CAA แล้วก็ของตุรกี จะได้เข้ารอบไปที่เวอร์ลีกทันทีนะครับที่อเมริกา จากนั้นก็ท็อป 4 ของโซนยุโรปท็อป 3 ของเยอรมนีท็อป 5 ของ CAS แล้วก็ท็อป 4 ของตุรกีนะก็จะมาคัดเลือกกันอีกรอบหนึ่งนะครับก็คือจะเป็นรอบนี้นะฮะรอบที่ท่านผู้ชมกำลังจะได้รับชมพร้อมกันกับผมเนี่ยทีมก็จะมีทั้งหมดนะฮะจะมีทั้งหมด16 ทีมนะครับ16 ทีม
Quarry can be a little bit of an issue in terms of like disengaging for Quarry because you're very predictable where you're going to be coming out from. So hopefully they're just not going to go in Quarry. Like who would in their right mind go into Quarry? Absolutely nobody.
ทีม
Most of the
Unique
time,
ทีม
if you can just hold on to the outskirts of Quarry would be a great position to hold on to. One team that's going to have a really easy rotation in this circle, of course, that's going to be Heroes X towards Monday up in the north towards Camp Bravo. They're going to be trying to take that position to control, rotate down a little bit more on the eastern side. They have such a good potential on this early stage, but now all the teams are going to have to rotate over from the west over to the east. Some fights might be actually happening, and especially thinking of Team Unique, I'm thinking, where are they going to try and get this entry point from? There's so many options, right?
เป็นเกมแรกของวันนี้นะครับเป็นเกมแรกของวันนี้มาดูตารางคะแนนของเมื่อวานนะครับของเมื่อวานฟุตบอลลิสยังอันดับ1นะครับทีมยูนิคอันดับ2ฮีโร่เอ็กซ์อันดับ3ดูคะแนนก็ยังไม่ห่างกันมากนะครับทีม1218 Nomad Gaming และ Reserve Demeter ครับ NGG ทีมเดี๋ยววันนี้ว่าทุกทีมจะทำผลงานได้ดีไหมครับคือทีมที่ได้อันดับ1จะได้เข้าไปเล่นเวอร์ซิลี่นะครับเบอร์ลีกของบ้านเราก็จะเป็นRQ ได้เข้าในฐานะแชมป์ของ C ลีกนะครับแล้วก็อีก3 ทีมนะครับก็จะมี Illuminate นะฮะ Illuminate King of Gamer Golden Cat นะครับก็จะไปคัดในตัวแทนของ4อีกรอบหนึ่งนะครับตัวแทนของ4อีกรอบหนึ่งตอนนี้เก็บกันไปแล้วครับ
I don't know what happened indeed, but now as you see, SANHOK baby, one team down in the
ระหว่างที่นำเสนอข้อมูลดูแล้วน่าจะถูกเก็บไปออกไปแล้ว1 ทีมนะครับเหลือทั้งหมด60 คน60 ผู้เล่น
currently in 10th place in the overall standing. That will not bear good for them in the overall standings after this game. They want to refresh themselves and pick up the pieces for the next game in Erangel.
1218 slowly gonna try and potentially, I would say, retreat if you can. Like Team 5, they got the high ground, they got a nice little bit of a spread, but do Team 5 have the information as of yet? That is something that I do think is the case. You know, you see that ICEDA is definitely looking in the direction of 1218. And if they can try and retreat back, that'll be also good too. I think this is not
ภาพยังจับอยู่ที่ทีมไฟท์อยู่นะครับ
and 1218, what they're going to really win out of it, like they got to push onto a mountain, and also there's a compound up there. Not going to make things really easy for them.
ด้านหน้าของเขาจะเป็นทีม 1218 นะครับ 1218 จะมาจากโซน CIS นะครับ
It's a matter of just trying to maybe pop a couple of shots off, get a knock or two, push the
ทีมที่มีชื่อเสียงที่เราได้ยินกันเป็นประจำก็คือทีมยูนิคนะครับทีมยูนิค
Of course, now most of the teams are going to be encircled. Team Unique still doing their rotation. No red reserve. At least during the phase one, they're not going to tank any blue, so they do go for the rotation towards Bantai. Up North, WSK and Footbliss are going to go for similar rotation. But really, this first phase circle, because they don't have too much water involved in it, it shouldn't really lose too many teams. At least not like yesterday, like losing 3-4 teams like on the first phase.
ทีมไฟท์จะอยู่บนเขาตรงนั้นเขาจะเป็น 1218 มีอยู่ในบ้านด้วยฮะ
I do agree with that. It's just that 1218 they sent members a little bit too far out, and that means that them being able to rotate back to their compound for at least Bandita specifically is going to be a little bit harsh if he doesn't rotate without any utility.
It's going to be really good for the real deal to hold on to this position right now.
NTG
I like the fact that they did send Buju down a little bit further to scout out a bit. That's the kind of right
NTG
kind of
ทีมจะ
scouting.
เป็นทีมจาก
Go a little
ตาม
bit
ข้อมูลจะเป็นจาก
more
เยอร
forward,
มัน
get
นะฮะ
information, try to get intel, and then
Forever
join back up with
ข้าง
this
หน้า
team.
จะเป็น
It's even more important to stay close to a
ทีม
team, especially when you're
โซน
scouting
ยุโร
on
ป
the
นะ
map
ครับ
such
จะ
as SANHOK.
เป็น
Like, just go a little bit too far, and then
TRD
you
ฮะ
are gonna NGG.
The Real Deal
A little bit, you know, spread a little bit thinly, slowly making their way towards the
มี
real
แด
deal.
ดดี้
Daddy's
มี
looking
บู
in their
โจ
global
นะฮะ
vicinity,
แล้วก็มี
hoping that
อยู่ในบ้าน
Forever will not get scouted out. But I
NGG
think that
วิ่ง
Daddy's got the
วิ่ง
information was that third person
ขึ้นเขา
perspective can through the window. I hope that they're not going to decide to push uphill there because
เฟสหนึ่ง
that
ผ่า
is
น
going
ไป
to be really risky.
นะ
But he's going for it. NGG, this could be going so bad because they got Daddy and Hackshaw that were looking over there. They do not have the information. Daddy has the intel now, 100%. There's no way. Okay.
Forever gonna look to throw a grenade. Gets closer to Daddy, being a
เก
little
ม
bit
แรกของวัน
careful.
นี้นะครับเป็น
Now, I
แมป
have a little bit of
SANHOK
inside information. I don't know how true this is, Max. Apparently, Forever from NGG
Daddy
is actually Reeves. That's the inside information. I don't know how true it is. I
ตอน
forgot
นี้
to
ก็
get it confirmed,
6
but
ทุ่
it
ม
got
กว่าแล้ว
told it. It was guaranteed to me. So, you know, think of that what you will.
Have to see how he plays. I mean, definitely interesting to see if that will be the case. Reeves, you know, that didn't
อาจ
unfortunately
จะ
make it through with his squad. There's some roster changes and IGN changes can happen.
ได้
But
ชม
we'll
อยู่
have
ประ
to
มาณ
see
สั
if
ก
that is
3
the
เก
case.
ม
I'll try and get
นะ
the
ครับดูแล้ว
information confirmed later on down the
ดู
line for
ว่า
all of
เว
you
ลา
people
จะ
at home.
หรือมาก
But
น้
now
อย
I
แค่ไหน
would say,
นะ
NGG, you got a compound behind you. All right, there's no main
วันนี้แข่ง
reason
ทั้ง
to
หมด
put yourself in such a precarious
6 เกมครั
situation.
บ
Just go to the compound that's behind you and potentially take a battle with Nox if you really want to get
ต
the
รงนี้
fight.
มีแอร์ดรอปตกลงมาตรงทีมไฟท์
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? When you take the element of what footballers
มี
did
ปืน
to you,
A3
the Arcaders
กระ
in
สุน
Erangel,
เกาะ
I
3
fear
หมวก
that
3
by
กระเป๋า
not
3
engaging, you're allowing too many teams to get around you. And when SANHOK is so third-party prevalent, NGD are going, yeah, we don't have to engage, we're fine, we're safe, we're
พื้น
inside the
ที่เล่น
circle.
เนี่ย
Boom,
ก็
they get popped
ตาม
off
แม
by
ป
No
ของ
Man Gaming.
SANHOK
Boom,
นะค
they
รับ
get engaged on by
แบบ
Heroes
กว้าง
X.
มาก
Next thing you know, they're out. That's something these teams really have to think about.
ขี่จะเข้าไปเก็บของไหม
I
ครับ
think like no,
ตรง
you
นี้
don't know where the next phase circle is going to take you. Just
กระเป๋า
take your
3 นะครับ
time
หมวก
and
ยัง
really
1
take the
เกาะ
fight if
1 อ
you
ยู่
do really have the intention of taking, and it is going to be necessary or is going to be useful for you, which as of right now is not really going to be the case. And they got a compound right behind them. We'll be seeing, of course, the orb taken over by Keys of Team 5. We'll have to see if that will be enough
ดู
for them
ว
to
ง
get
จั
the
งหวะ
extra
นี้
frag
ทุ
like
ก
they
ทีม
did
คง
yesterday. Like they were the
อ
biggest
ยู่ใน
surprise, at least for me
วง
personally
กันหมด
yesterday.
แล้วนะครับ
They were the biggest surprise in these games.
ก็
The
วง
circle
มาแบบ
gonna
ส
be
วย
a
ๆนะครับ
pretty
ทุก
good
ทีม
circle
ก็
for most of these squads. You know, WSK,
คงจะเล่นง่าย
Footbliss,
หน่อย
Team Unique, and Red Reserve gonna have to move in a little bit, but this is like a great circle.
คิว
You
ฟี
are
ดขึ้น
looking
มา
for
มี
pretty
นอ
good
แมท
circle,
นะครับ
right?
ที่
Despite going over more to the east, this is really
มี
good
ไป
for
ยิง
most
อ
of
าร
these
มณ์
squads.
I like it shifted more up north rather than down south. Less water in play, less kind of, you know, craziness in my eyes. And plus, with most of the teams already in circle, we're just going to see slightly more passive SANHOK play. Of course, that will mean that as you get through the circles, we will inevitably see that high octane action. But for now, I like it. Team that I'm pretty happy with is Red Reserve. They definitely rotated a lot earlier. They're close to the circle. They're actually making that rotation that I recommend
UK นี่น่าจะย่อมาจาก Unicorn Love นะครับ Unicorn of Love นะครับ
rather than go across the bridge. It is safer, and you could actually look
น่า
to
จะใช่ครับดูรายชื่อน่าจะเป็น
Nomad Gaming from that position.
But if just the also
Unicorn
Nomad
นะครับ
Gaming see them on the backside, they have no easy way of escaping unless they have to go back into the water, right? So I think that by doing that without information, they could somewhat get cornered. It really depends on if they're able to pull off a really good surprise factor upon
Nomad
Nomad
ก็มี
Gaming, or able
น่าจะเคลื่อนแล้วครับ
Nomad Gaming disengage or commit the fight on. They're going to be losing just now. They're just going to be cruising
โอ
through.
เคได้ยินเสียงรถก็ลองสเปรย์ไล่ดูนะครับ
Like take control of that area.
Yeah, Nicola, kind of now being the scout for his side, to be honest. And then, Nomad are split up, but they're thinking a little bit more for late game. They have the high ground protection, but Sandro and the rest of UDR killers do have the compound now. Max, I want to point out the team. You talk about interesting rotations. We are seeing a boat rotation, if I'm not mistaken, from Unique down the south. We don't see it just right, but they are doing that. And of course, with Red Reserve having more space, they can look to
ยังคงอยู่
potentially
15
see
ทีม
them
นะ
on the high ground. Maybe punish Nomad Gaming.
You can enter like even potentially through Docks, Kampong, or Lakawi on the eastern coastline. I think that would be a nice safe entry point. Just go very wide. Those are like pretty risky if teams have information on you, but because there are no teams currently on the coastline almost, except for Red Reserve down on
ซึ่
the
ง
south.
มีทั้งหมด 16 ที
They
มต้อง
should have
ดู
like
ก่อ
one
น
of the
นะครับ
easiest
ว่า
entry points on this game, and they
ช่วง
can
แรก
easily
เรา
keep on shifting
ไม่ได้
over
ดู
on the east. It is tricky. I've
ว่า
talked
ทีม
about boats like so many times, and I'm happy
เชื่อ
that
ม
teams
ต่อ
are
เข้ามา
finally
แข่ง
like
กันครบทุก
using
ทีมไหม
the boats to
นะครับ
rotate through. I think this is our very first boat rotation actually in these regional finals.
Especially in SANHOK, I absolutely love it. But this is a replay of the engagement on
ตรง
Team
นี้มาดูจังหวะนะครับ
Thanos with a great initial grenade was able to knock down
ตรง
Perks.
นี้
Then
มา
it
ดู
was
จังหวะ
just business
DE
as
นะครับ D
usual as
Master
Thanos came in and got the job done on the hit on.
น่าจะต้อง
Business as usual. Hidan, just needed to
น่าจะออกไปหนึ่งทีมครับ ออกเร็วอะฮะ
business, but
Well, no, business as usual for Thanos.
oh, for Thanos, yeah, that's for sure. I mean, like the great thing, right, is that the fight when they engaged it, Dream Eaters got the first initial knockdown because of Thanos' that nade, and they like saw the kill feed. Okay, that is Unicorns of Love, and then they saw a self nade of Unicorns of Love. That they're like, hey, that's the team we're engaging on. How well, we're just gonna commit. I mean, hell yeah, it's a free fight. They go for it. They lose no members. They get 4 easy points. I mean, why wouldn't you at that stage? Dream Eaters picking good fights and understanding their macros.
Now as you see the blue zone is
Hero
starting to
X อยู่ตรงนี้ฮะ
They've actually made a safer rotation and gone more towards the southeast and
ข้างหน้าเขา
entering
น่าจะ
into
เป็น
the
God
circle
Skilla
via
ครับ
dots. That is good. I like that. They're not being too careless. They're being quite careful and they haven't left it too late. Unique are now coming in from the far east through Kampong, yet they hit the circle, but hey, the majority of the teams are in the circle. We are seeing that passive play, and the rest as phase 3 is about to show up.
This is way more of a normal game on SANHOK that we were expecting. This is what we were hoping to see yesterday, but yesterday it got a little bit hectic, a little bit too quickly on most of these squads. But we'll be seeing where is the circle going to go. Will it be a hard shift? Actually, we're going to maybe have a swamp/quarry finish on this one.
I'm okay with this.
Ooh.
I'm okay with this. I would like to have seen a bit more boot camp and play, right? But Quarry, I expected. That's why I mentioned initially the real deal, but they rotated a bit more south. But now Kunina Power and Go Skilla on the two sides of Quarry, both high ground, both able to punish teams around them. Really nice prime locations for those two teams.
We're going to see the boat rotation of Team Unique slowly arriving. WSK, they want to stop that from happening. They want to get back to later on. We're going to go over to the other fight. It's going to be 1218 and Footballist slowly making their way over to the compound. Seems like 1218 got the intel a little bit too late. And that allows Footballist to just come on, knocking on the door of 1218. 1218, they lose one. And they get the knockdown on Roge, not quite able to get it at the end, but here it is, they get it now, it's a 2v3.
เจ็บสองครับล้มไปสอง
before committing, and if they do that, they might give enough time to 1218 to pull off a res of their own, but here it is, Lutz with the Uzi, he's gonna go absolutely ham on this one, knocking on the door of 1218, they explode the door, they get information on the backside, but unfortunately doesn't see it, has to get backstabbed. Nibor is gonna do his very best to try and shut down that engagement of Footballist.
ล้มไปสองครับ
It's all coming down to Dakanbor. He's gonna try
จะ
and
ออก
get
เร็ว
the
ไหมครับ
job done. He's the only one that
ลง
really
สวนมาได้ครับตอนนี้
Talika gets knocked down. Now it's 1 against
น่า
3.
จะ
Socket
1-2
goes around. That's
1-8
it.
นะครับ
1-2-1-8. Get
ออกไปเรียบร้อยแล้วครับ
eliminated. Footballists keep on going, baby.
Footballers able to make it closely over to the compound, and I gotta say, the defense set up by 1218, the intention was there. It's just unfortunately, it's just the shots were just bad on the side of Footballers in that specific fight. So I gotta say, Footballers really good one. I'm surprised they didn't lose that one member, pushed out of the building, and actually got backstabbed, but he's actually able to crawl back in.
Yeah, look, I think actually what lost it for 1218 was the position of Rose. I feel like he just got a little bit too out of position on the side flank, and he got knocked down, and that was really a lot of damage for 1218. And now, as we see, players that are alive, WSK have 2 players left, UDR have 3, whereas every single other team do have full squads up. Still 53 players, 14 teams max in phase 3.
A lot of players and teams still remaining on the SANHOK game. What is going on? Now YT, the IGL Goskiller got knocked out. Savage X gonna try and go for the res. Gotta be a little bit careful with the dance between bullets. Takes no damage right there almost.
Agon needs to be from the side. Agon needs to be flanking from the side. It's just not enough, Max. It's just not enough.
Yeah, they tried to put some suppressing fire to stop Team 5 from getting the flush, but unfortunately it was just a little bit too much. I'm surprised they didn't go for the utility because they had some smokes. They just showed it. It was just a little bit of like maybe miscommunication on their side. But at least because it is YT, he's the IGL, he will still be able to pull off his weight in this game.
Yeah, hopefully the likes of Albi, Agon and Savage X will be able to drive one forward. They'll just back off a little bit. They are still pretty well inside the center of the circle, Max, so it's not too bad. But in that compound, it's down in a dip. You don't get much information around you. The only thing they have right now in their information tracks is the fact that Team 5 are around them. Other than that, I could fear for their position if they stay in that compound.
Going to be slowly seeing some stuff happen around this game. Football is slowly getting closer to Dream Eaters. Football is going to have to pull off a res. It is still early days, so hopefully the blue zone will not be ticking down any members knocked in the blue. Oh, that circle, that is a harsh boy circle shift, I gotta say. Okay.
That's definitely a harsh shift indeed, but now as the teams up north, Dream Eaters and Footballers, they have a long way to the top if they want to rock and roll, or a long way down if they want to get into the circle. They're going to have to go right past the likes of Codina Power on the edge of Quarry, maybe number 1 on the west side. Whereas the teams on the east also have it a little bit harder. Red Reserve, Heroes X, and Unique. They have NGG right in front of them.
Just to talk real quick about a fight that was currently happening on the eastern side. It was actually Team Unique, going for the boat rotation. They were fighting versus WSK. WSK lost 2 members to Team Unique. Team Unique got 2 kills in that one. So they're able to push in. They still have a full squad, and they're looking strong on the way they're rotating. But they're going to be clashing with 2 teams on the side. And one clash is going to be happening in that current location is going to be with MGG and Heroes X. But also Red Reserve on another part of their own on that side. They're going to have a little bit of a hard engagement. Red Reserve losing quite a few of their members there. Frost, Novas really struggling to make it through. Can they pull off the reses though? I think it's only Dusk remaining right there, I'm pretty sure. Oof.
It feels like Red Reserve are just kind of rotating, as if like, yeah, look, we're fine. Come on, you're in phase 4. You should be looking on the feed. You should know that there's a hell of a lot of players around you. They have been rotating very well up until this point. All credit to Red Reserve, but for a fact that teams are going to be so much closer to you at that point in the game. Dusk has been forgotten about. It means that you might be able to survive as a lone wolf. It is SANHOK. At the stake, you can get a good result.
Anything is possible in SANHOK. They just got sandwiched up, unfortunately. They shouldn't have stayed on the edge of the circle for so long. I think not even them, just all the teams that were there really struggled on that fight. 3 members getting taken up. Team Unique did lose 1 member in that fight. That was Memphis. Hopefully they'll be able to do still really good impact with 3 members. But now Heroes X slowly pushing the direction of the real deal. They've been holding on to this position for so long right now, and they haven't needed to give it up because the circle's been just consistently shifting in their favor.
Yeah, no, so they've been able to focus on that downhill area, the one area where they are able to push teams rotating in. At this point, it is Heroes X, but it's definitely not going to be easy. Heroes X currently lying in 3rd place overall in the standings. They've shown their dominance. They've gotten a chicken dinner in yesterday's games, and they want to secure that World League spot.
Team 5, they're pushing their way in the circle up north on the eastern side. They got WSK, a member of WSK, which is going to be spraying right behind them, so they're going to be a little bit careful about how they're going to push this to avoid this backstab situation. But now at least they got keys inside. He's got the Orm, which on SANHOK is not the most efficient map, but if you can hit those shots, or you can be insane.
Dusk gonna have been eliminated. Keys switches from the arm onto the M4 to punish Heroes X, but he gets knocked down by Keith. In return, you do see Daddy from the real deal backstabbing and getting a knockdown onto Solus.
A couple of utility, but I don't think the real deal are going to allow you to pull off that res, my friend. I'm really sorry, Kudur, but he's going to still give it his very best shot, as we do know. Also, the circle's going to be moving in 25 seconds, so the clock is ticking for Heroes X. How are they going to play this one? If I were them, I would not even commit for the res. This is going to be such a hard time. But no, Daddy moves at the same time while Kudur is moving up. He barely misses it.
Oh, that was close. He's survived by the skin of his teeth. Now, one thing we haven't seen is that the phase 5 circle shifted down to southwest of NGG and Nomad Gaming. Engage Itachi onto Lunatic. Shifts behind the rock. Protect themselves on the downhill. You have Aldi and Satsura up above. That's going to be the end of Lunatic, and Nomad will keep on going, trying to get in the circle on the other side as a 3-man team.
NGG at this very point, they had no need to move, but now it's going to be out circle. Oh, they see no get up for a split second. Hit your shots. Oh my god, that was such a close call for Beast. And now he's going to run away from that blue zone. One kick and you're a goner. You still got two members of Nomad Gaming on the other side of the hill, so it's still not over for NGG. They still got to run a really long way out of it for the real deal. They also have to give away their compound. They're moving forward, but so many squads have an angle on them, especially number one, which is going to be a big issue in those rice fields.
Oh man, shifting around. Quarry at this stage of the game, it's so hard. We do lose another couple of teams. Now we're down to 11. Zazi's trying to hold on. Haksha trying to get the revive on the Buju. They're trying to hold on, but Dream Eaters are looking to come in from the side. They could actually get the thorn in the side for the real deal as Unicorns of Love. They went out earlier on. We are seeing the teams who've gone out up until this point. WSK also eliminated.
Yeah, WSK unfortunately struggling a little bit at the very end. That fight was too unique. It definitely hurt them quite a bit. But Mortez on the backside. Gonna get a member down. Now he's just going to try and run over to his team. Hopefully will not get shut down. The real deal still looking strong on their position. And Morteza, by getting that knockdown, is going to buy him just enough time to make it over to the building with Selim.
Red reserve, just the last player goes down, and now we're down to 9. Imzazi claps right back onto Heroes X.
Vengeance time, baby. There you go with the circle. Is still shifting down south to the building, to the compound of UDR Killers. But man advantage is what UDR Killers are currently lacking. Can they make up for that by holding this compound? We'll have to wait and see. But number one, they are still engaged. Can they finally get themselves this chicken dinner they've been longing for so long? We'll have to see. But now, can they power the real deal? They're still going to get very close to each other. But unfortunately, the real deal, they are going to get taken out in 7th position. And UDR Killers, they're putting in their weight on this game.
Well, they are, but they have the compound inside the circle. They are only a 2-man team. Alke gets knocked down. Sandro is now left on his own. Can he get the revive? No, he cannot, because it's in the building opposite side. That gives number one a chance to rotate in and overtake that spot. Hall closes up. That's going to be a number one. But don't send all 4 players inside that building. No. Have 2 players on the outside overlooking. You're still a full squad. There's only 11 players left. There's still 6 teams. Do the maths, my friends.
Imperium, the last member of Team Unique, Frozen, is actually in the cavern underneath. You can't see it right now, but he has no chance of escaping. Yeah, you can see, like, right there in the distance, like the Team 16. He's the last member, and he's just in the cavern there. He can't move. There's nowhere for him to escape from there, so he's going to have to do a battle of heals, try and aim for extra positioning points. But Team Unique will not get a chicken dinner. That's 100% for sure.
Now we're down to 5 teams, 9 players left. Heroes X, Nomad Gaming, UDR Killers, N1 Team Unique are your 5 teams left. Satsura, the last man standing. Sandro, the last man standing. Heroes X, 2 players left. Number 1, they're currently lying in 16th place, so in theory they're number 16 at this point in the regional finals. Can they kick off day 2 with the chicken dinner?
Clock is ticking for Frozen. He has 2 first aid kits, so he does not have a lot of time and third available for him. But can some other teams die before he does himself? We'll have to see run out. Heroes X, they're the first one to get taken out, and they get indeed eliminated. That's going to be number one, controlling this northern building of the compound pretty damn well. Selim is slowly going to try and crawl his way up to victory, but the Blues only slowly ticking on his health bar. And Septro is going to have to just run on through. Can it be the redeeming factor for Frozen? He's going to be bleeding out, and Unique will indeed get confirmed out in 5th position.
Oh, Sator just about gets it on top of the roof. He goes, but has he been spotted? Yes, he has. That's going to be a kill in the favor of Heroes X, but just like that. And one shut them down. It's 4 against 1. Sandro, can you pull off one knockdown? Another knockdown, not enough. And one get the chicken dinner. What a start. 4 and 1 day 2.
You know what? That victory from them one is a little bit of a slap in the face. We said their rotations yesterday, a little bit of a struggle. They don't do them so well, but this time they just kept rotating so aggressively later on down the line. And it's just so good because they kept pushing up north, downhill, which is also a little bit tricky to pull off. But because UDR Killers did not have the man advantage, they were able to get there. And even though the kill amount is not too high for them, and I'm really impressed with how they rotated this game. So I got to say, good job to number one, getting their very first chicken dinner for this regional finals.
And it was also because the circle kind of didn't go super far north on phase 2. There was quite a lot of space on the west side. Most of the teams had committed to the south side of the map, so that gave them consistently great space. And because we didn't see a kind of a southwest circle shift until like phase 5 in a harsh way, yeah, number one just had plenty of space. Yeah, they only got 4 kills, but that chicken dinner, that confidence, that, you know, because even though they secured a world spot, they, you know, the mental side plays with you, and you know, that's an element that would have been on their mind. So they know starting off day 2, yeah, we can get the job done.
I gotta say, like, this game on SANHOK was a really good, like, good way to get these games started today. Like, it had some really interesting rotations. That team need both rotation. One, they even shut down like 2 members of the WSK right after. I was really happy to see that currently happen. But then, of course, like, you know, the miss nade of Hiran, unfortunately, for Unicorns of Love, maybe a little bit of regret there. I'm pretty sure that will be the case, but it's completely fine. It does happen. A little mistake, it does not kill you, so you can come back stronger in the next game, which will be on a wrangle.
There you go. I see what you did there. What doesn't kill you make you stronger. That was the moment we did lose the IGL of Ghost Skilla. Got Ghost Skilla down to 3 players, and Heroes X did punish Red Reserve. Feel like a little bit of lackadaisicalness came out from that team. A little bit narrow-mindedness from Red Reserve. It meant that they lost 3 players and left Dusk on his own.
I gotta say, one rotation in this game I was really proud of was like the rotation that we actually called out for Nomad Gaming. That was going to be rotating on the northern coastline, go through the water, and they kept pushing on the position of UDR Killers. And that rotation is what allowed them to get such a high position, like in 4th position overall. Scored himself how many kills was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kills total and a 4th position. The rotation was spot on, you know, just an easy way, and you also can't get attacked from the backside. Even though there was Red Reserve, there was somewhat going to go there, but they got the intel that there was a team currently located there, so like, we're not going to go for that, we're not going to commit, we're going to go towards docks, and it just made it even easier for Nomad Gaming to hold on to that spike.
Honestly, it's just Nomad Gaming doing Nomad Gaming things. You know, they're a team that we know that have a rich history in PUBG Mobile. They have their reputation, they have their playstyle locked down, and they do a damn good job at pulling it out of the bag. But never mind Nomad Gaming, this was the team stats in number 1. Yeah, only 4 kills. Yes, only 800 damage, but at the end of the day, they did what they had to do. They rotated how they had to rotate. They got into that compound when it needed to be done as a full squad, secured that number 1 spot in that game.
No, just very passive gameplay, like from the early stage to the mid-game stage, and then when they were forced, you know, to go into a specific compound, the engagement was spot on, and also the synergy, which is what we were talking a little bit about, like not only the rotations, synergy, they were struggling a little bit on that, but like that synergy on that push upon the compound of UDR Killers was exactly the kind of playstyle that they need to try and just step up their gameplay to the next level. Can they do that throughout the next 5 remaining games for today? That is the question that I want to have answered. If they can do that, I wouldn't be surprised to see them back in top 5, but I want to see games like this every single time almost.
Of course, they did get help from Heroes X, because Heroes X did initially get the knockdown on the Alga. I'm not saying that it would have completely stopped M1 in their tracks, but that was still an element that helped M1 take control of that compound, so that was interesting to see. But the top players from that game, Salem from Heroes X getting 4 kills, Beast of NGG living up to his name, getting 3 kills, Gonzo of Konina, power player that we know, a guy that we know, hugely talented, getting 2 kills and 1 assist. And then Advocate from Dream Eaters getting 1 kill but 2 assists. got the job done.
X นะครับ
Dream Eater's taking a fight up north versus Footballist. Got a little bit of a few shots taken up, but like the fact that they were rotating like from the very edge, they got gatekeeped at some point later on down the line, so they really struggled to make it through, which is why they didn't make it top 5 this game. But the intention of rotating up north, I think, was the better play style. But the fact that it kept going like south many times in a row, it's unfortunately just can't make up for that. It's RNG just not really working your way there, and it's what happened yesterday. But like the inverse, yesterday was like north, north, north. Today's like south, south, south every single time.
And also, we're seeing more circles on the east. I know we even saw that yesterday, but it's still kind of crazy to see. But this is your overall rankings, guys, after 7 games. Heroes X on top of the table, 49.5 points. But Footballers on the exact same. Team Elite 2 points behind. And Nomad Gaming only 4 points behind Unique.
And things are definitely getting really interesting. Just a little quick point of recap also, if you did not hear what we said at the start of the broadcast, you know, yesterday's points were divided by 2 because we did have some technical issues. So that means that this is why we're having like half points right now, like 43.5, for example, Nomad Gaming. So things are a little bit, you know, a little bit maybe in a disorder and a little bit of a situation you might not expect that much. So as you go on for today's games, like things will get a little bit more, you know, like even throughout the things, and we'll slowly come back to normally the same situation we were yesterday in the overall standings. So it'll take a little bit of time to get back there, but it's completely okay. But you know what? I'm seeing right now, number 1, getting back in like 7th position. On this game, like this is exactly what they need. Is just once again, consistency is going to be key for this team.
Oh yeah, of course. One performance from pretty much any of these teams right down to 16th place will see them jump up. We're not that far, especially because we have another 6 games tomorrow, so that is always going to make a difference. But yeah, it's unfortunate to see some teams slipping back like Red Reserve, Unicorns of Love. It's great to see number 1 coming back into it. I know what they can do. I know PRZ from the Vainglory days. So yeah, incredible to see them getting that chicken dinner. But this was your damage leaders from that SANHOK map.
Very even from NGG and upwards, except for Team Unique that a little bit lower, but also they did have, you know, Frozen who were just stuck in a cavern, couldn't do anything insane because you only had 2 first aid kits. But like the thing is SANHOK, right? You never know how it's going to happen. Of course, your kills and your damage overall is going to be a lot more even and a lot more average for every single team. So I'm not really surprised to see this factor come on through. And, you know, also number 1, they got less than a K damage because they played so passive up north and they only really started taking fights like at the late game stage. So it does really explain why the damage count is very low for most of these squads.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how kind of similar it was in the damage point of view. I think that came down to the fact that because SANHOK is... You don't want to really rotate through SANHOK if you don't have to, right? Because of the third-party potential. So teams were just settled inside the circle, stayed safe, didn't really peak too far. So we saw the damage pretty low.
There you have it. First chicken dinner of the day on SANHOK. That'll be for number 1. Can they make another one today? We'll have to wait and see. Stick around if you want to see some Marango action coming up in just a few short minutes.